Hey guys, this is Zoltan from Five Finger Death Punch, and you're watching Rocknlive. It's basically a double record. What happened, we just came off the road. We had a really successful sort of run in the US. The band got to its peak, basically, so far at least. It was a big, very successful arena tour, and I guess we were just in the right state of mind. Everybody, was amped up to just go to the studio. We are a live band, so live band usually don't like to be in the studio, don't like to be confined, especially a singer gets angry when he has to go to the studio. He's the kind of dude that is out in the crowd all the time. So, but this time we go to the studio, start writing, and generally you write a lot of material and you select what you keep and what you may not keep or make bonus tracks or whatnot, right? And we were like 17, 18 songs in when we still started to come up with better and better material. And when we had about 20, 22 songs, we kind of knew like, okay, we're gonna have to release a double album or something like that, right? The danger of that is always that, which the label said immediately, like, guys, you should release one good album and keep the rest of the stuff for bonus. And we were like, okay, here's the album, you decide what. And so they listened to it and they had the same conclusion, oh shit, you're gonna have to release both. And but instead of giving both albums in the same time to the fans, that's a lot of material to digest. We decided to stagger them, so one comes out now and the other will come out somewhere in September, October. That's the plan. Okay. Jack Daniels, NASCAR, Facebook, MySpace, iPod, Bill Gates, Smith & Wesson, NRA, Firewater, Paleface, Dimebag, Tupac, heavy metal, hip-hop. What you fear most? We recorded it, started recording this album in Las Vegas last year, September-ish. That's when the band went to the studio. Generally, we record the music first before the singer gets involved. The band works at the material. That's our writing process. We always work at the material first, and then the only time the singer Ivan gets the material when we, the musicians, decide like, okay, we think that this is good as is. Then he gets the songs, and then he starts writing, start recording the vocals. And sometimes he comes back, he extend a part or change some things, but generally most of the times he just goes with what we already gave him, because everybody's an accomplished musician. We know kind of what we want, what's our sound. What you made me, the American dream. I'm not selling out, I'm buying in. I will not be forgotten. This is my time to shine. I've got the stars to prove it. Only the stars. Well, sound. First of all, every single band member have their own studio. So how we work, I would record some. I have an idea of a song, right? I record some parts, I send it over to the drummer. He would record some drums to it, send it back to me, then we look at it. Then I maybe send it over to the other guitarist, what you think. He may change a part, like, hey, what you guys think of this. So everything is always just building. And it's a continuous process, and I think it's much better working this way, because up until the last moment of the record is about to get released, everything is still progressing and moving. So many songs that maybe we wrote in September, we revisit them like in April. So even the last minute, we still change things, try to make them better and and complete. And as for the sound, let's say, I can talk about the guitar sound. We usually get a combination of things. Like we would use traditional amplifiers. That's our core sound. But then I use pod, line 6 pods. I use fractal. It's all like basically sort of the combination of all this equipment gives the sound. Like you listen to an amplifier and then find a place where maybe on its own, let's say, the fractal wouldn't sound right, You know, if you separate the sounds, it wouldn't sound right, but when you add them together, it's perfect. So it happens all the time. I have a traditional sound and I'm looking for something to fill a hole in it. And if you would turn off the other sounds, then it would not sound right. But when you add them up, then you get the sound. Yeah, so it's always a moving target. And generally, I turn down my gain because I'm gonna record possibly 4, 5, 6 tracks, right? And when you add those up, if you had a lot of gain, by the time you're done, it's gonna be all fuzzy. So there are a lot of tricks that we use that makes the record sound good. Ivan usually, well, first of all, he has to go to the studio. He's angry, so usually like there's a nice amount of anger on all the records. And it's funny because people say, you know, like, "Well, you guys doing so good. Why? What the hell are you still angry about?" Well, yeah, you haven't met Ivan yet, then you don't know. But he doesn't really like to be, as I said, in the studio. So he would be, you know, just the fact that he has to be there. He's already like, you know, mindset, but. Generally, the lyrics are just everyday stuff. You know, it's things that we experience, human relations, some politics, some this and that, but culturally relevant thing that happening now. I listen to a lot of bands who, let's say, maybe singing about, I don't know, Vikings and rowing their boats and you know, slaying dragons and whatnot. But while I do listen to those bands, we don't have those kind of lyrics. I think those are not, they're not fantasy world, doesn't really connect to too many people, you know. And I guess that's one part, that's one reason of the success that we have, because the lyrics connects to a lot of people, because these are common, you know, common ideas, common feelings, common things that everybody experiences. Yes, we are actually, basically we are here right now. We're doing all the European festivals. So we're gonna play Download and Swedish festival, the German festivals, Rocknlive, and you know. So entire June going to go away with just big festivals. Then we go back to the States. We co-headline the Mayhem Festival, which is the biggest heavy metal festival. It's a touring festival in the US. We are co-headlining that with Rob Zombie, and then once that is done, still no sleep. We get back on the road and we're coming back here and doing an arena tour with Avenged Sevenfold. So that's gonna be Avenged Sevenfold, us, and a band called Device, which is David Draymond's bands from Disturbed. That's his new band. So then the three of us go to an arena tour, and then after that we still stay on the road. We're gonna do another headline tour in the US, and hopefully 2014 early in the year, February maybe, we can come back here and do our own headlining tour, but in a proper way. You know, in America we have, you know, we tour arenas, we have huge stages, huge production, and we never had a chance to bring that over here. And that happened because that's where we were mainly staying. We were playing in America and just building there, and we spent 300 days on the road almost every year. You know, just playing and playing, but we established ourselves because of that. Now, instead of spreading ourselves thin, trying to work everywhere, we just did that, and now we have enough fans, and we are strong enough there that we can kind of come over here and start to be here. Which we have to start from the bottom, but you know, it takes work, and I think that's basically what it is about. You just work harder than anyone else, and then yeah, you get somewhere. Now they're gonna hear from us much more than in the past. In the past, we were just sort of a mirage, a band somewhere far away. You know, this time we get to meet them, we get to be here, we get to actually play. You know, I think this fall we actually have a couple of big shows here, so it's gonna be interesting. And me personally, I'm European. I grew up here, so for me it's especially very important to come back here. You know, come back to Europe when all this whole genre actually started and was born. So it's important to me to be here, and you know, European fans are very what would be the word? First, you have to win them over, which is not easy because they heard everything. But once they're with you, they're loyal to that. You can come back forever, and you know they will be there for you. So it's important to us to make that connection.